What's up, world? Welcome to the Jennifer Grace Show, a place where you can get unstuck, make shift happen, and not take life so seriously. I'm your gracious host, Jennifer, and I'm so excited about today's show, which is all about how to overcome fear that's in the way of your 2017 goals. And as we are here kind of wrapping up towards the end of January, I wanted to let you know that I have 2 more events, free events. So if you're out there in the world and you want to work with me online, or if you want to come to one of my free events at the Standard Hotel that also includes a free spa pass, then you can go to jennifergrace.com/events. So I would definitely check that out very soon because by the end of January, we're going to be all wrapped up. So today is all about fear. And like I said last week on the show, the only thing that's in the way of you and the life of your dreams is your fear, which is the good and bad news, because a lot of people are waiting for the fear to go away in order for them to really catapult themselves and step powerfully into what it is that they want to create this year. And I'm here to tell you that the fear may never go away. And what our work is to do is really to learn how to make friends with our fear. For me, it's like, I see you, I hear you, but talk to the hand, honey, because no one's listening. I love in Elizabeth Gilbert's book, Big Magic, amazing book, definitely read it. She has this really funny chapter on fear, and she talks about fear like, she says, all right, I'm ready to get in the car and drive towards my next creative vision, my next creative goal. And I know the fear is coming with me. Fear gets in the back seat and I turn around and I say, hey, fear, I see you, but here's some ground rules. Number 1, don't touch the radio. Number 2, don't talk too loud. And number 3, you are not allowed to drive. So she honors her fear. She accepts her fear, but she doesn't allow her fear to get in the way of her getting to her destination. And I think that's a great analogy. So there's many ways to really work with our fear, but I think what's most important is to identify what type of fear is in the way of you and the life of your dreams. So I want you to just take a moment right now and think about a goal that you have for 2017. Just kind of hold it in your mind's eye. And if you want to type it in, type it in. So now I want you to think about why you haven't accomplished it up to this point. So I'm going to list off a couple of reasons why. So you haven't accomplished your dream or goal thus far because you have a fear of the unknown. Perhaps it's a fear of change. Maybe you're a perfectionist. You have the fear of failure. You have the fear of success, disorganization, or boredom. So go over and type in why you have not accomplished this goal in 2016. Which fear was it? Again, I'll read them off. The fear of the unknown, fear of change, perfectionism, fear of failure, fear of success, disorganization, or boredom. So I want to go through each one of these to give you a context in how you can work with whatever fear is coming up for you so that you really can just move it out of the way and accomplish this goal for 2017. So the fear of the unknown, a lot of us look into the future as this big, black, dark hole, like, oh my God, what's going to happen? Thank God we don't know what's going to happen. Have you ever seen that movie Groundhog's Day with Bill Murray, right? And every single day he wakes up and it's the exact same day. He literally goes mad, like he knows exactly what's going to happen the next day. So wouldn't that suck? I think that would totally suck. So instead of having a fear of the unknown, What about dancing and the unknown? You know, if 2017 is about love for you, then guess what? Your divine partner could be right around the corner. You could meet them in 3 days from now. Or that job you've been wanting, that insight you've been wanting about who you are and what your purpose is. You might be journaling in 4 or 5 days from now, and there it is. And so let's not look at the unknown as this big black dark hole, but as this adventure that we get delighted and surprised on a daily basis. Fear of change. So the interesting thing about many people is they don't like change. They like everything to stay the same. And the second something changes, they're like shocked and appalled. But meanwhile, change is the only thing that is constant. You know, they say that the only thing you can be certain of is uncertainty. And when you really live with that, you get that. And the rug is like pulled out from under you, and you're broken up with, or you're fired, or something happens. You're like, yeah, here it is. Impermanence. Nothing stays the same. Everything changes. And a boy couldn't become a man without change. An apple seed couldn't become an apple without change. The seasons would never change. I mean, they don't ever change here in South Florida, but you get it. So change is great, you know. I don't want to be the chick I was 10 years ago. I love that I've transformed and changed into the woman that I am today. So embracing change and knowing that change is an integral part of life can really help you when things are shifting. Perfectionism. So who out there is a perfectionist? You can type it in. Okay, great. So here's the news. I don't believe in perfectionism. What I really think is going on is underneath perfectionism is either the fear of failure or the fear of success. And we hide under the story that, oh, I can't launch my website because it's not perfect. Or I can't, start this entrepreneurial effort because it's just not perfect. Now, I'm all about putting out polished projects and polished materials. And a lot of times, I have to just say, F it. It's good enough. So check yourself. The next time you say, oh, no, I'm a perfectionist, it's got to be perfect, ask yourself, am I afraid of failure? Am I afraid of success? And just own that, because you can overcome that. But if you identify with a perfectionist, you could get to the end of your life without ever pulling the trigger and living your dream. And every single one of us has a purpose, an impact. Some of us have legacies to leave. And if we sit on the sidelines in life, waiting for it to be perfect, the world doesn't get to have our gift, our contribution. And so sometimes with knees shaking and heart palpitating, we have to just take that leap and say, you know what? It's phase 1 and it's good enough. So talking about the fear of failure and the fear of success, because that's what blocks a lot of people. I deal with the fear of failure all the time. I have no fear of success, but fear of failure comes up for me. And whenever this comes up for me, what I do is I go right to my journal and I ask myself, what's the worst that will happen if I fail? And, I have some stupid answer like, they're going to laugh at me. I'm going to look stupid. They'll reject me. So what? And then I ask myself, can you handle that? And 99.999% of the time, the answer is yes, I can handle that. And the funny part is that we're so worried what everybody else is going to think, that they're going to laugh at us, that we're going to look stupid. Here's the secret. No one is paying attention. We are so egocentrical, we think that everybody is like all eyes on us. And they're worried about their own failures. So dare to suck, dare to be wrong, dare to fail. You know, if you fall on your face, at least you're moving forward. And applaud your mistakes. That's how we grow. That's how we shift and change. Fear of success? Well, a lot of us feel like, wow, if I'm really, really successful, then my partner, my family, my friends, they'll ostracize me. They won't want to be around me. And you know what I say to that? Let that be your problem. If you are so successful, you can fire up your G6 and take them all to a trip to Tahiti. They'll love you for it. But again, go to your journal and ask yourself, what's the worst that will happen if I succeed? And can I handle that? And a lot of my students say to me, like, oh, if I'm so successful, I'll have so much more work and so much responsibility. Guess what? Then you can hire people to help you. That's the beauty about success. The more successful that I've become, the bigger the staff that I have, the more freedom I really get to enjoy. So that's a great made-up story. Disorganization. So I am not organized. You know, if any given time you could look in my purse, hot mess. But I know that about myself. And for years, I tried to become an organized person. And you know what? Sometimes you just got to ask for help. And I would call in an organizer. I finally hired a great assistant. I would have interns. And now my awesome boyfriend, Sav, is super organized. So he keeps stuff straight. But organizing your life, you know, clearing clutter, really going through your finances, your closet, your trunk in your car, getting all the crap out. What that does is create space to think, space to be creative, space for new things to come in and bring them into fruition. So if you're disorganized, enroll your friends to help you. Tell them they can have pizzas and margaritas and get to work on your closets and your garages. Boredom is the last one. So in my opinion, if you're bored around your creative dream, it probably isn't, it isn't your dream in the first place. So you get to look at that. And if there is something boring about getting to your dream, because not always the tasks are so enlivening and exciting, play music, put comedy on, you know, turn it into a game. If you've got to do administration work or filing or clearing the clutter, like I always put on Pandora. My favorite comedian is Sebastian Maniscalco. Definitely check him out. Actually, you know what? Wonder, can I show a clip of Sebastian Maniscalco without getting in trouble? Let me ask my producer. Honey, do you think I can do that? No? You don't think I can show a clip of Sebastian Maniscalco? All right. He doesn't think so. So Google it. I might be able to. I don't know. Anyway, Google Sebastian Maniscalco. Hilarious. I freaking love him. He's so funny. Anyway, back to fear. So how do we work with fear? I think the foundational tools that I teach in all of my classes, meditation, journaling, mindfulness, that really helps you work with your fear. And I always tell my students, you know, fearlessness is not the absence of fear. It's the presence of bravery, that you take on something with the heart pounding and the knees shaking. And it's amazing. It's like once you take that first step, it's like the fear goes away. So, using your journal by journaling out your fears, your anxieties, using meditation. I mean, meditation has so many incredible medical benefits. Like, you know, it raises your serotonin level and it decreases your stress and anxiety. Also, mindfulness tools. There's so many different mindfulness tools to take your anxiety from a 10 to a 2. If you find yourself lying in bed at night, and maybe you're having fear and anxiety about your finances or about the fact that you may never find love, or your current relationship isn't working and you're going to lose love, or you're never going to find your life's purpose, or something about your kids and you can't sleep. There are a few really powerful mindfulness tools, and these come directly out of my CI Journey, the course that I teach from Stanford University. And one of them is to just call in all 5 of the senses. So, you're lying there in bed and there goes the loop, and you start freaking out, and there goes the anxiety, the panic. Just start invoking all 5 senses. They've shown scientifically that you can't focus on what you're thinking and sensing simultaneously. So you just begin by looking around the room, noticing the colors and the textures, the fabrics, the furniture. And then you can invoke the sense of sound. Notice what sounds are coming from inside the room or outside the room. And then you can notice touch, like feeling the softness of the sheets, and then smelling them. And taste is the 5th one, but I don't recommend eating your pillow, but you get the picture. So just use the senses to get out of your head and back into your body. Another great kind of self-soothing tool to bring that anxiety down, that fear down from a 10 to maybe a 2 is something called a hand meditation. And so you take your hand, you put it in front of yourself, and you take your index finger, and it's a combination of breath and counting, and that's self-soothing. You remember when maybe a parent or a lover would kind of tickle your back? It's the same feeling, and it can help you go to sleep. So what you do is you start by breathing and counting. 1, you pause, and on the exhale, you count 2, 3, pause, 4, inhale, 5, pause, 6, inhale, 7, pause, 8, inhale, 9, pause, 10. And you just do that really gently and really slowly, counting perhaps to 100. And the next thing you know, you're asleep. Maybe looking like an idiot, but who cares, right? No more anxiety. So if you have enjoyed some of these tools about how to work with your fear and how to overcome fear, then I'd really love to invite you to check out my new upcoming course that a lot of these tools have come from. It's called the CI Journey, and I'm offering it at a discounted rate, also with lots of bonuses if you are watching this show. So you can just go to jennifergrace.com/join, and you can check it out there. And also, if you live in the area, I will be doing some upcoming workshops at the Standard Hotel and online. And of course, you can always visit jennifergrace.com/events to find out what is up next. So, hope you've enjoyed today's show. I hope you've got some powerful tools and techniques. Thank you so much for joining me. And remember, my friends, this is as real as it's gonna get. Peace.